Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Craig Campbell with Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards, and today we're looking at this nice 1961 Topps card of Phillies pitcher John Buzzhart. John Buzzhart. And this is a really nice 61 here. This is in nice shape, really well centered and no fish eyes, and it's just a solid card. And, card number 3. And you can see that John broke in 1954. And, just a nice card. John Buzzhart. And, yeah, some interesting stuff about John. His rookie card is a 1959 Topps, and his last card was a 1968. So if you're a set collector for the 60s, John Buzzhart is in every one of your sets except for the 1969. And John made his Major League debut September 10th, 1958, and his last appearance was September 29th of 1968. And he pitched for a handful of teams. He broke in with the Cubs, and then he's with the Phillies, and with the White Sox. And it was with the White Sox from 62 to 67 that he really enjoyed his best seasons, especially 1965 when he went 13-8. And then he finished up with the Orioles and the Astros. And as a rookie, when he got called up in 1958, he won 2 games that year. And the first game that he won was against Don Drysdale. And so as a rookie, John beat Don Drysdale 3-2 in 1958. And then the next series they played against the Dodgers, he beat Sandy Koufax 2-1. And it was against Sandy that John Buzzhart got his first Major League base hit when he hit a single off of Sandy. So pretty good way to start your career. Go 2-0 and beat the Dodgers, who were the cream of the crop. And not only that, but you beat Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale. So John had a pretty decent start to his Major League career. And, like a lot of pitchers back then, he just was in and out with arm troubles and soreness and, from the bullpen to the starter. And he just hung around. And like I said, with the White Sox was really his best. Interestingly, with the Phillies, they were just a very poor team, but the Phillies lost 23 consecutive games, and I believe it was 1961. They lost 23 consecutive games, and John was the pitcher at the beginning of that streak, so he had the last win for them, and then he was the first guy to get a win for him. So in between his 2 wins, the Phillies lost 23 consecutive games. I believe that is still a record. But John was really known as a really good control pitcher. He had really good pitch placement. He pitched to contact. And such an interesting story when he was pitching in 1963 for the White Sox. And they were playing against the Orioles. And evidently John had hit a batter named Jerry Adair in the jaw. And the next batter was none other than Brooks Robinson. And this is a beautiful 1969 Robinson. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite cards that I have. And that's a 67. The high number. Hard card to get. But as you can see, Topps with their reuse of the same pose from 67 to 69. But yeah, John, he ended up hitting Brooks Robinson in the head, the next batter. And the Orioles manager charged the mound and yelled at John, "You're not this wild." He was upset him because he was known to be a very good control pitcher. And here he hit Jerry Adair in the face and then Brooks Robinson in the head. Luckily, they weren't severely injured. But that was part of his arm problems. And he told the reporters, my elbow's sore and he couldn't extend. So the pitch didn't break properly and so on and so forth. But yeah, John, that was kind of the story of his career. He bounced around, a starter, in and out of the bullpen, and he ended up with a career record of 71 wins and 96 losses. And pitched for quite a while, had a decent career, but just was never able to really just solidify himself due to arm problems, and really honestly pitching on some pretty poor teams at the same time. But that's the story on John Buzzhart. I found it so interesting that a guy that beats Koufax, beats Drysdale to begin his career, and the career just kind of, injuries just took a toll on John overall. But that's the story on John Buzzhart, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you would, and leave a comment, and enjoy collecting. We'll talk later.